Welcome back to this bumper edition of Scrumdown. Now let's focus on the other vital relegation matches. Falling in first at Station Road, Salford still in danger against Swinton. John Hell.
Adrian Hadley asked for a transfer 2 weeks ago. Salford can ill afford to lose the Welshman whose run had set up John Gilfillan for the first try. Swinton had started with a penalty, but when Martin Burkitt replied in kind, Salford led 8-2. Swinton did raise hopes across the Pennines though when Paul Kay, Tony Morrison and Tony Barrow, the latter with a pass that looked suspiciously forward, got Ian Pickavance across the Salford line. No goal, but at 8-6 it was game on again. Burkitt eased Salford's worries with a couple of penalties, and then anxiety was erased almost totally with a memorable try from this man, Adrian Hadley. The interception first of all from Kay. He's got the whole of the field in which to go, and this is as good as any of the many tries we've seen him garner on Scrumdown. Hadley easing up almost crucially on the way to the line, but jubilant as he crossed it. If that was the pick of the Welshman's crop, there wasn't really much wrong with his second try either, which capped a typical three-quarter movement. Gibson and then Burkitt. Hadley always coming up on his outside, and Burkitt finds him at precisely the right moment. Salford now cantering to success. There's been some good rugby league played all over the north, and that little ball out through the legs set up the next one. Peter Williams involved Gibson again, and guess who to finish it off? And what a day for Adrian Hadley to register a hat-trick. Swinton, who've been consigned to a second division future for months, did contrive another try, their own Welshman, Paul Kennett, scoring it. And they had the pleasure of rounding off their own season in some sort of style too, with a second try from Pickavance. This a lot better than the 60-point drubbing they got at Odsal against Bradford Northern on Friday. But for Salford, well, they'd ensured their safety by 26 points to 18.
So that victory for Salford meant that they were safe, and it meant that Featherston Rovers, playing at Wakefield this afternoon, had to get a victory there. Action now from Bellevue.
Featherston thought they were safe when they beat Leeds 8 days ago, and when Lee Whiteley scored his first ever try, they were even more confident. A Derek Fox penalty made it 6-0. Wakefield, though, a bit of a Jekyll and Hyde side, and they notched the next try with Chris Perry feeding off Paul Round and breaking through the tackles to make it to the side of the posts. Trinity have a crop of good youngsters, and one of their most promising is Richard Goddard, the youngest of all ever to pull on a first-team shirt at Bellevue. Now just watch him go. With the confidence to beat a man on the outside as well, that's rare potential indeed, and an excellent try to put Trinity in the lead for the first time. Trinity's next score featured Jeff Bagnall, such a good recruit from Australia, Billy Conway and John Glancy, and it was finished by Andy Mason following on his hat-trick against Swinton last week. Mark Conway's goal left Rovers in real trouble, and they were sickened to concede the next try. Again, it was the old hands of Conway, Bagnall and Nigel Bell involved in the lead-up, and Chris Perry's second of the day. That left Rovers staring the second division in the face, but they did summon up one last defiant gesture. Brendan Tutor, twice involved in the move, and finishing it with a try close to the corner. Too far out for the goal, but that really was the last shot in Rovers' locker. Wakefield's last try, one of the most exciting of the season, ironically stemming from a Derek Fox kick. It's David Jones who collects and careers upfield. All the way to the halfway line, across it, and then breaking the tackle, slips the ball back in field for the supporting Mason. Wakefield had won the day 28-10, and it left Featherston praying for a minor miracle tonight, where for them to stay up, Castleford had to beat Hull by an 80-point margin. That's where we're going now, to the Boulevard. Hull versus Castleford. Nick Powell.
Andy Dannett. 3 to bring him down. And the first penalty of the game will go the way of Hull FC. So, Paul Eastwood with this chance to put the first points on the board in the final match of the season. And Hull lead by 2-0, successful start for Paul Eastwood. We're on the last tackle. Great run from Blackmore. Chances here. Mike Ford, he's got support. Bradley and Steadman, would you believe it? Within 5 minutes of his return to the first team as the starting lineup, he's over for a try.
Well, this is the rugby we come to expect from Castleford. They can break out of defence at any given time, and this is a superb run by Blackmore. He really splits the defence up completely. Then it's only a matter of well-timed passes to put Steadman, that prolific try scorer, out the outside and in for a try.
So, Lee Crooks on the left of your picture, from the far touchline, just about a yard in. It's hanging in the wind and it'll drop short. But nonetheless, a successful start for Castleford. They lead by 4 points to 2. England. Tackled by Dannett. Mike Ford bringing Tony Smith in. Bradley, Blackmore, Richie Blackmore. Good support. The two Antipodeans combining, and Richie Blackmore has his 7th try of the season.
Well, 2 drives into the middle, an option of going left or right. They take the left option. Perfectly timed pass. Blackmore comes on, spins out of the tackle. It must be said the tackler should have gone down low, but he scores.
So, Lee Crooks, unlucky last time. This one is a good 10 yards further in from touch, still on the left of your picture. And this time the flags go up. And Lee Crooks increases the Castleford lead to 10 points to 2. Lee Crooks. And they're on the last tackle. What will Castleford do? Steadman will hoist the high one. And that's a dangerous looking one. And they've lost it. And Castleford are in with Simon Middleton.
Well, from this kick, Simon Middleton gets his just reward. A huge kick up in the air, badly fielded by the defence. Middleton dives in and shows his delight.
And the flags go up. And Lee Crooks successful. It's 16 to 2. McNamara, John Sharp. Offloads the ball to Chico Jackson, and Jackson is going to go all the way, and Hull are back in it. Chico Jackson on as a substitute, and that's his 3rd try of the season.
First move of note, really, and Jackson again at the helm of it. Mackie brings it back across. McNamara, quick move in the hand. Sharp takes a lot of the glory. He's taken 2 tacklers in with him by putting it out, and as I've said before, coming onto the ball at speed, takes him through the defence.
Perfect view of a perfect kick. And Hull back in the game. Hull 8, Castleford 16. Crooks, ever eager. First through 2 men, support on his shoulder from Graham Bradley. It looked easy.
Whenever, this is superb play by Crooks. He delayed it long enough to break through the defence, but it's this time pass, and Bradley on his outside has the easy task of going in under the post.
Straight through the middle. So it's Castleford 22 points to 8 to the good. Mike Ford, Bradley, good handling, excellent handling, and Ellis is in the corner. Great work by Castleford. It was simple, but it was so efficient.
How easy they make it. It's the fifth play of the ball. They decide to move it out wide. It's transformation from one hand to another. St John Ellis takes it in the corner. What a try.
So, Lee Crooks. Straight through the middle again. He's on great form tonight with the boot, Lee Crooks. And Castleford are going well. It's Hull 8, Castleford 28. McNamara. And that's neatly done, and that's a try for David Ronson, who's having a good Easter.
McNamara's ability here as a player, as we said earlier on, he's played standoff as well, shows it on the inside, then takes it on, is tackled though, but is able to get the ball out to Ronson. And that's all is required.
No problem. And Hull cut the deficit once again. Castleford 14 points to the good. Ronson looking for his fourth try of the weekend. And Steadman is away. He's so quick. He was checked and flattened and left on the ground. And the referee, I'm quite sure, will take some severe action here. And the yellow card is shown, and I think rightly so. As we're near the end of the match, these could be the final 2 points of the season at the Boulevard if it goes over. Yep, he's got the range tonight, Lee Crooks. It's Hull 14, Castleford 30.
Steve, a little bit of disappointment tonight, but you must be mightily relieved you're still in the First Division.
Obviously so, yeah. A lot of pressure in the last week, and the boys have, I think they've acquitted themselves very well. Probably today, thankfully for us, you know, the pressure wasn't on as regards the result, but still the performance, and I think 15 very mentally tired players performed very well.
So let's check the details. Hull had tries from Jackson and Ronson, but I think Steve Crooks would acknowledge they were outplayed by a Castleford team who had tries from Steadman on his return, Blackmore, Middleton, Bradley and Ellis. Good goal-kicking from both teams. 3 for Eastwood, 5 for Lee Crooks. Hull 14, Castleford 30. And now let's get reaction on this vital day from other grounds.
I wouldn't say it until now, but I've never taken a side into the second division. I've had plenty of sides in the second division, brought them into the first, but never gone the other way. As close as I'd ever want to be, because the tension is on, and it's been on these lads all season because they've been in the bottom two.
A lot of people have rubbed us noses in the ground sort of thing. Especially we got walloped by a great side in the semi-final. We were poor and they were great, and the gulf was big. We had to go there, and then 2 weeks after that, we got another walloping. So people have sort of put the writing on the wall for us, and we battled back, and we knew what we could do, and we knew we'd be in the First Division. We believed it, and we've got it.
And I know we've been at death's door for long enough, but listen, before the semi-final of the Cup, we beat Widnes at Widnes. After the Cup semi-final, being slaughtered by Wigan, and we were slaughtered, we've admitted that, we beat Wakefield Trinity. These are teams, John, that's playing in the Premiership playoffs.
We've got a good character in the team. We all stick together quite a lot, so we just pull each other through and play as a team, and the lads pulled it through.
I've got to say that I'm sorry that it's Featherston. Rather Featherston than us, there's no question about that, but I'm sorry it's Featherston because of the lads. And all the lads, they're a tremendous bunch of fellas, and I'm sad for them.
People thought that we were the team to go down, you know, and we've just held it together. Good character from the lads, and we've put the effort in over the last few games, and it's worked out fine for us.
I'm telling you that Odo will be broken. Make no mistake, it won't be that long. And don't forget, it wasn't long ago that Wigan went into the second division.
Elsewhere, Gary Connolly warms up for Australia with 2 tries in St Helens' victory over Widnes. And the league's top try scorer, Sean Edwards, bags 2 as well, as Wigan's invincibility continues. The results: the Stones Bitter Championship. Halifax 34, Leeds 46. Hull 14, Castleford 30. Hull Kingston Rovers 12, Bradford Northern 14. Swinton 18, Salford 26. Wakefield Trinity 28, Featherston Rovers 10. Widnes 23, St Helens 28. Wigan 19, Warrington 13. So Wigan predictably are champions yet again, setting the standard for others to follow. St Helens trails 6 points behind in second place, with Castleford, the highest placed Yorkshire side, third. And from this side of the Pennines, Leeds 5th, Wakefield 6th and Halifax 7th. A great performance by them also make the top 8. But this is where the real drama existed, and this is how close it was. Featherston eventually relegated on points difference. Incredibly, Salford, Bradford, Hull and Featherston all ended on 22 points, but Rovers paid the penalty for some weak defensive work over the season to join Swinton on the way down. And this is how the playoffs look for next Sunday. It'll be Wigan against Widnes, St Helens versus Halifax, Castleford against Wakefield Trinity and Warrington against Leeds. Gary Hetherington's Sheffield side clinched the second division championship with a 42-7 win over Rydale York yesterday and go straight back to Division 1 just a year after relegation. Two results today in Division 2, Oldham 14, Lee 15, and that result means Lee joins Sheffield in the first division next season. And Workington Town 12, Carlisle 40. And this is how the second division table finished, Lee edging out Oldham, while Rydale York and Workington Town, who are relegated, will be replaced next season by Huddersfield and Bramley. The first match in the new format Premiership was played today. It ended Batley 46, Barrow 0, a hat-trick there for Mark Scott. Tomorrow, Huddersfield play Hunslet, Bramley entertain Keighley, and Dewsbury play Doncaster. But we leave you with some very relieved players from Bradford Northern, the coach who recognises the thin dividing line between success and failure, and memories of another Scrumdown season. Good night.
5 points separate 10 teams. What a hell of a season this has been in Rugby League football.
Well, it's all right, riding around in the breeze. Well, it's all right, if you live the life you please. Well, it's all right, doing the best you can. Well, it's all right, as long as you lend a hand. You can sit around and wait for the phone to ring, waiting for someone to tell you everything. Sit around and wonder what tomorrow will bring. Maybe a diamond ring. Well, it's all right, even if they say you're wrong. Well, it's all right, sometimes you gotta be strong. Well, it's all right, as long as you got somewhere to lay. Well, it's all right, every day is Judgment Day. Maybe somewhere down the road away, at the end of the line, you'll think of me and wonder where I am these days. At the end of the line, maybe somewhere down the road when somebody plays at the end of the line, the Purple Haze. Well, it's all right, even when push comes to shove. Well, it's all right, if you got someone to love. Well, it's all right, everything will work out fine. Well, it's all right, we're going to the end of the line. Don't have to be ashamed of the car I drive. I'm just glad to be here, happy to be alive.